All right, everyone. Let's go blue. You know what time it is. Let me share this over on one of my other signaling towers, and hopefully all of these updates stop. Chrome. It is almost time for Team 146. All right, there is the live icon. So I'm live. Let's see. There is an ad. Okay, let me get rid of that. All right, let me share this over one other place, and then we will get started because I have Johnny Olden Jr. backstage, and I don't want to keep him waiting. Let's see. Let me do this. All right, everybody, please smash that like button on the way in. Shout out to Bo Lytle. Respect is earned. The 2025 season is just about here. So, as a ritual, I like to have Johnny come back and talk about the season. So he's here. He agreed to come back. So we're gonna chop it up. And if anyone wants to come and chop it with us in a little bit, I'll drop the link. But before I do, let me play this intro, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Again, please smash that like button on the way in. And thank you to all of my new subs who supported the last stream and subbed after the last stream, and also after my Ohio State, I'm sorry, my NCAA infractions video. All right, I'll see you on the other side.
The Buckeyes will, until the NCAA comes out and basically gives us whatever slap on the wrist or hammers us, whatever they're going to do, they're going to be saying that until the end of time, because that's all they can hold on to. You guys cheated. It's going to get vacated. That's all they can hold on to, because when you watch the games and what happened on that field, it ain't nothing for them to be happy about. You haven't won the Big Ten in 3 years. Michigan went to the playoff all 3 years, and we just won the Natty. It ain't nothing for them to be happy about. You see, they getting happy about what you call it now.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Big Discussions 76 Sports. My name is Dr. Anwar Yusuf Dunbar. I think most of you all know who I am, but if you're new, if the algorithm brought you over here, any of this Buckeye satire brought you over here, that's who I am. I am a content creator. I'm a Michigan alum, and I'm a supporter of Michigan sports. Give me 1 second here. Let me start my ticker. I forgot to start my ticker. All right. So I have Johnny Olden backstage, Johnny Olden Jr. I'm going to bring him up shortly. I don't want to, I want to make wise usage of our time. But before I bring Johnny up, I want to show this, the countdown clock. This is on the Go Blue website. You guys can check this out yourself if you want. But as of now, we are 10 days, 23 hours, 28 minutes, and I don't count the seconds because those are just ticking away. But we're 10 days away from kickoff. That's an evening kickoff in the Big House, where the Wolverines are going to host the New Mexico Lobos. So with that, everybody, let me bring up Johnny Olden Jr. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things here, and we're going to talk about the upcoming season. But there's been some recent news in the college football world, which took the college football world by storm on Friday. So everybody, let's welcome back Johnny Olden Jr. Peace, Johnny.
How you doing, the good doctor?
Good doctor. You know what? You're the one. Yeah, you gave me that nickname, so I use that nickname here in this sphere. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming back. So everybody, I made up that intro last night, so that's proof that Johnny's been here before and multiple times. And I was trying to track that show down because I knew that we talked about the Natty getting wiped away, because they were talking about that in the aftermath of us winning it, our team winning it, and team 144 winning that. And so it turns out me and you had that conversation after last year's spring game. So this whole thing has been going on since Michigan won the Natty, and then we had the up and down season last season. But Buckeye fan, and I guess to a lesser degree Spartan fan, they were all clutching to have that happen. And so in that clip, you said, okay, well, they've got nothing to be happy about.
Nothing.
And I think at that time, you also said, okay, well, they just signed Will Howard.
Yeah.
And so that was a big deal for them. So you want to say something about what happened? You made a classic video on it, eating your apple. What you want to talk about some of the reaction you got from that one?
Oh my God. That video, you talking about the hammer video.
Hammer video. Yep.
Yeah. And a lot of these in that video it wasn't so much for Michigan fans. Well, it was for Michigan fans because that's how we all kind of felt. But it was more, we had to sit back and hear these podcasters and, Buckeye Scoop every day. Michigan cheating scandal. The hammer is coming. The hammer is coming. If you were on Twitter or if you were on Facebook or you're on YouTube, you saw the hammer. Everybody talked about the hammer. We had to hear this stuff. And like I sat back, I don't know. I don't like to talk about things I don't know. So they talked like they were in these meetings, like they knew exactly what was going to happen. And man, just wait till the hammer drops. It's over for you, scum. They like to call us scum, whatever. But then it dropped and it was a baby hammer. It was the toy hammer, kind of like some of us were expecting. And it was time to give it to them. Like, y'all been running y'all mouth for 2 years straight talking about our natty's going to be vacated, asterisk, this and that. They want us to be hit with the death penalty, just all types of crazy nonsense. And then basically none of it happened. They wanted our season vacated, or all those years with Connor. They wanted that vacated. Big Ten titles vacated, national championship vacated, and none of it happened. But now a lot of them are ashamed right now. They're ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Show yourself and just move on. But I mean, we're not moving on. I'm gonna bring it up, the toy hammer, every time I get a chance. But they went out pretty sad. The whole hammer crew, they went out pretty sad. I call them the sad champs because it's mostly Ohio State with Michigan State, like you said. Michigan State's they're pathetic at this point right now. But OSU, they just won the Natty. They still sad. They waiting on the hammer. I like to call them the sad champs.
Yeah, it's fascinating that even in the aftermath of winning their own Natty, and I know it must burn them that one of those games they lost was to us, and we had the lesser team. It's amazing that they still had so much invested in our Natty getting stripped.
Yeah. They wanted it gone. They want it gone, and they wanted those wins we got over them gone from 23, 22, and 21. They wanted it gone. But it's odd behavior for me, because for them, I don't get it. Because if we won the Natty, I wouldn't really care about theirs that much. You know what I'm saying? Vacated and all that. I wouldn't care. We just won the natty. I'm focused on the repeat. I really wouldn't care. I mean, I'd laugh at them when I get a chance, but I'm not. I wouldn't be worried about it. But Buckeyes think a little different. They a little different.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and so our natty is staying. The NCAA wanted some sanctions, so Michigan has to. Michigan's appealing it, but Michigan has to pay as of now $20 million, which I think is supposed to come off the revenue from the playoffs should Michigan make it. And then there are those quote unquote show causes for I think what they're tacking on another suspension for Sharon, and then
one game next year.
Yeah, Harbaugh's got 10 years, right? And they managed to pull Denard in there.
What, he got 3 years?
Yeah. So it's a really interesting way that they did that. Give me 1 second here.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm trying to, so that picture I used on that intro, I got that from X. That's because X has pretty much been on fire since.
I saw that picture too. And let me say, that intro got my blood. that intro, not me, but the actual team song.
Yeah.
With the band, that got my blood going, bro. Like that brings back my childhood, because I probably went to 3-4 games a year with my best friend when I was a kid. So just hearing it so crisp, like it felt like I was almost back in the stadium.
Okay. And Johnny, you're from Detroit or one of the suburbs, or where we from?
Yeah. Saginaw area, Frankenmuth area.
Okay, Sag Nasty. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of so there's some news surrounding the program. But before we get to that, speaking of Buckeyes crashing out, I told you I saw this on my way to work this morning on the Metro. I was scrolling through my phone, and someone created this and posted this. So this says Ohio State QBs. So that's the Julian Sand kid. So that's the kid that they're hanging their hopes on now. Okay, so they're predicting this Julian Sand kid to have a great year and pick up the baton from Will Howard. So you have Will Howard there, okay, but they blacked out Kyle McCord and they put redacted there. So Kyle McCord, that for whatever reason they're still blacklisting Kyle McCord. And then of course you got CJ Stroud and Justin Fields and Dwayne Haskins, and then they went back to JT Barrett. But I thought that was funny that they would still be throwing shade at Kyle McCord.
I don't see why they throw so much shade at him. He accomplished just as much as CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud won that Rose Bowl against Utah that 1 year. Yeah, that was CJ. He won that Rose Bowl. That's all he did. He ain't do nothing special.
No, and CJ was what? He went 0-2 against us.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Maybe it's they had Maserati.
He almost beat Georgia. He almost beat Georgia.
Yeah, he almost beat Georgia. That's right.
Woo!
But I think maybe it's the way Kyle McCord. Maybe it's the way that game ended against us when he threw the 2 picks. The first one to Will Johnson, and then on the stunt he got sacked and turned it over to Rod Moore. So maybe something about that.
They really act like he held them back. Yeah, they can't stand Kyle McCord for whatever reason.
Okay. All right. Well, the other big news. So salute to Marmarski. I think he left this early. He hasn't shown up yet. We do have a Buckeye there in the chat. And then Kenneth Joyce, thank you for stopping through. He says, JOJ and the good Dr. Kenneth, thank you for being here. So the other big news is Sharon keeps performing in terms of the recruiting. I posted this on my community tab. You guys all know this. Savion Hyder, the Wolverines have signed Savion Hyder. So the running back room is going to be set and loaded for years to come. So you have the defensive line, you have multiple quarterbacks coming, and now you have this top rated running back coming in. You have any thoughts on Savion Hyder?
He's a stud. He's a stud. He's and he seems like he's got good character too. But the fact that what Sharon Moore is doing, what we lost in Harbaugh with coaching resume and coaching prestige, I guess you would say, we gained in recruiting with Sharon Moore because he's a recruiter. He doesn't mind doing the heavy lifting and actually making these calls, making these visits, doing what Harbaugh kind of didn't really want to do. He kind of did at first, and then he kind of tailed off from doing all that stuff. Sharon Moore wants to do those things. He wants to reach out to these kids, let them know, I want you here at Michigan, not just the position coach. I want you here too. So I like it. I like it because if you want to compete, you got to get the studs, especially since we don't know how great of a coach Sharon is. We knew Harbaugh was a really good or great coach. We don't know that yet with Sharon. So let's get as much talent as you can. Let's get as much as you can stockpile it, and then we'll see where we're at. Because I think Sharon is a good coach, but you still got to prove it.
Well, someone left under. I posted this picture on my community tab, and someone said it makes a big difference now that we can pay the players legally.
Yeah.
So Michigan's on an even playing field with the other programs, and we can pay these guys, and now it's not just the academic standards. It's also Michigan can afford to pay these guys now. Do it legally. Okay.
Yeah, playing the game. The known unknown. I always like to use the X variable. In this case, that's the money. The known unknown.
Okay. Abdul Gain says the Wolverines are heading back to the projects. That's an interesting take. Abdul, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. We got to see how things play out. Okay, so
they want us to go back to those days so bad. They can't get over it. Michigan's gonna go back to how they were before 2020. Don't look like it, but hey, keep the faith, I guess.
All right, hold on, Johnny. He's gonna make me play this. Hold on.
And so in the off season, we've tried to really make sure that the guys are reminded of that game, that the coaches are reminded of that game, everybody in the building's reminded of that game, but also know that we have to move forward. We can't let that game beat us twice, but it's something we never want to have to go through again.
Okay. 2 years ago. Now it's 2 to 3 years later. I doubt. Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
doubt
do it
Ryan's
again.
in this position.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. All right. So we have some good news come out of Schembechler Hall. We also have some bad news come out today. And unfortunately, we've been talking so much about the battle at left tackle between Evan Link and Andrew Babalola. But it says here on X, this news went out earlier. Unfortunate development. Michigan 5-star freshman offensive tackle Andrew Babalola has suffered a season-ending knee injury.
This was a gut punch. Honestly, this was a gut punch right here because we knew him and Evan Link were battling, and we know Babalola's ceiling is way higher probably than Evan Link's, but to me it was just like, okay, he wasn't projected to be a starter. He may have taken Evan Link's job later in the year. It's on you, Evan Link. I hate it for Babaloa, young dude, but he's got his whole career ahead of him. Evan Link, you gotta step it up. And I got a hot take on this, and I hope I don't have to, because you know how I get. I just explode and just go on a rant on on whoever. But I'm kind of bothered by why they didn't get a tackle in the transfer portal. I'm kind of bothered by it.
Okay, so you wanted another veteran tackle.
Yeah,
much the way they brought in Drake Nugent and Oluwatimi.
Exactly. When the offseason comes and you see what you have, okay, what are my weaknesses? You had to know that left tackle was a weakness because you got a freshman that's star-studded, but he's a freshman, and you got Evan Link who struggled. You should have probably got 2 tackles out of the portal. Two veteran tackles out of the portal, and it's got me like that left tackle that Evan Link better step up to the plate, because if he didn't, it's gonna look like I hope Sharon isn't the type where he's gonna have to keep learning I guess everybody is. You have to keep learning from your mistakes, but I feel like you would have learned that last year with dealing with the quarterbacks. And so going into this year, if you're not sure about that left tackle spot, why not get a couple guys in the portal to make sure, okay, I got 2 veterans and then Evan Link too, and then I don't even have to worry about Babaloa unless he's just killing it. But I would have liked for him to shore up that left tackle position, because that's going to be a problem unless Evan Link may step up to the plate. I'm trying to speak positively about him. It's put up or shut up time. We need him to step up at that left tackle spot.
Okay, let me pull this up really, really quickly. Me and Marmar went over this last week. And I know Link, yeah, he got a lot of criticism last season. But when I looked at his measurables, I mean, he looks like, where is he? Where are you, Evan Link? Hold on.
I think part of Evan Link's problem, I think he's a guard, and they're trying to put him at tackle because he looks slow.
Okay, on paper, this is your prototypical offensive lineman from the Jimmy Johnson Dallas Cowboys, man. He's like 6'6", 324 pounds. So he's a big kid.
Yeah, I think his foot quickness is just not there. His foot speed's just not there, I don't think.
Okay.
Hopefully it gets there. I mean, at this point, I guess it's between him and Frazier at the tackle spot, but I think Evan Link is probably leading.
Okay. Goboski says, is Babaloa for sure out for the season? Yeah, that's what the reports are saying. It's an injury.
He's gonna be out.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's as bad as what's the kid's name? Grant Newsom.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but it's bad enough to keep him out. Okay. All right. Well, let's take a quick look at the top 25. Right now, Michigan rid of that later. Okay. Michigan is ranked number 14. Are you comfortable with that? You cool being kind of off the radar, but not in the top 12? You comfortable with number 14?
Yeah, I like that. Unless you've got a loaded team that's kind of been there, like 22 or 23 teams that they expect, they know who they are, so they could handle being in the top 5 when the season started, or the top 7 or something like that when the season started. This team, I like that they're 14 because that creates more hunger. We're only 14, it creates more hunger. And week 2, you're gonna have the chance to prove it. So they beat Oklahoma week 2, they're gonna shoot up and probably be a top 10 team, or ranked a top 10 team.
Okay. Let me see. Let me close this down. And I guess so. One of the questions, Dom asked me this, and I think this is another question that's going around quite a bit. And I didn't really have an answer for Dom. I'm going to pull the schedule back up. Where do you, in this schedule, where do you see any losses coming from thus far?
Well, I don't like to guarantee a loss, but I look at it like we could lose to them. It's a possibility. So I'd say Oklahoma. Go down. There we go. Nebraska's possible, especially since Jerome Moore will be suspended.
Okay.
Should be Wisconsin. USC on the road going out west. That's a possibility.
I think I was gonna say I don't think a lot of teams fared well making that trip, but Penn State beat USC out there, didn't they, last year? I think they did.
Did they? I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Okay. But
I think that might have been in Happy Valley. I don't know though. Let me see.
Okay. Yeah, that coast to coast is tough. So after that, Washington comes to Ann Arbor.
Yeah, they did play him in the Coliseum. You're right.
Okay. Peace, Marmar. I think you're coming, man. And then Michigan State. Not worried about them, even though.
Yeah, I don't see that one. Washington could be a headache too, but I think we'll beat them. But especially since they got us last year, I bet the boys are hungry to beat them again.
Okay, let's see. And then Purdue comes in to the big house.
I'm not worried about Purdue or Northwestern.
And they come here. So I'm going to try to go to this one.
Not really. We got a nice little stretch of pretty sensible. I'd say, I don't want to say easy, but I guess I'll say easier games before Ohio State.
Yeah. The schedule is certainly favorable, like it was in 2023. But I think Marmar, I'm going to pin the link to the chat. If you want to come up and chat with us and let us know what you think. But I'm curious to see how do you think other defensive coordinators are gonna play Bryce? I think they're gonna. I think someone's gonna. They're all gonna challenge him and load the box, and see if he can do it. See if he can make those smart throws, or if he's going to try to force it into windows. What do you foresee his first season going like?
And that's the big question, because they are going to do that. They're going to have those safeties in the box. They're going to be sitting on those routes until Bryce shows that he can hit them over the top. We're gonna see those loaded boxes. We're gonna see them. Most teams, I think, unless he comes out New Mexico and shows it right off the bat that you can't sit in the box. You can't have those safeties so low, or we're gonna beat you over the top. Then they'll come out kind of like they did with JJ. JJ kept them honest his first year starting. He kept them very honest. Teams respected him even before he kind of proved it. They kind of respected him. So we'll see. It might be similar depending on how he plays. In that New Mexico game is going to be kind of crucial to see how teams are going to try to play him going forward.
Okay. The link is pinned to the chat if anyone wants to come up. So do you have expectations for that first game? I'm thinking I'm looking for a 42 zip, 35, 49 zip. I'm looking for something like that. Do you have any expectations for that first game?
Something like that, 45-7, 48-10, something like that. But what I really want to see is because last year what bothered me so bad is we didn't get to see Michigan execute that much on offense well. And it bothers me because that's all football is at the end of the day, is executing. So if you can't execute plays against bad teams, especially bad teams, like you play Arkansas State, you play who was that we played
Fresno.
first year? Fresno,
yeah.
And Fresno's
That was terrible.
But you should be running up and down the field. You get what I'm saying? Those handoffs, your running backs should have plenty of yards, and your quarterback should be 12 or 15 for 180 with 3-4 TDs, just efficiency and great execution. That's what I want to see. So I want to see the running backs, whether it's Marshall or Haynes, whoever's in, I want to see them get long runs in that offensive line, pushing people around, just pushing and dominating people. Then we can come with those play action passes. Out of Bryce, I want to see at least one deep ball, because I don't think they're going to need to throw a lot. So I want to see him hit one deep ball, so it's on film that he is that dude. He is that dude.
Yeah, because you mentioned in my mind, I'll give it to you after this. JJ wasn't connecting on a lot of those that 2022 season, but he was taking those shots.
Yeah, they respected him too. Even though he didn't exactly prove it, they still showed him some respect.
He proved it when it mattered.
Yeah, he did. He always showed flashes, but it was, limited. One play here, one play there.
Do you think if JJ would have started over McCade in the 2021 season, we would have beat Michigan State?
I don't know if we would have beat them. He was so raw. That's the only problem I have with that. He was so raw. He would do some crazy stuff. He'd be running back there, and kind of like when he fumbled that one play, But I'm not sure. That game snowballed on us because we had him.
Yeah, it was on the defense. I was on the defense.
Well,
go ahead, Anwar.
I still think the strip sack. If the referees had left that in place, I think that would have.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
I think that deflated the defense. I think that deflated the team because it was a wrap. We got that. It was over. Like y'all are done. And right before halftime, and so they got out of that. And then the momentum just swung in the second half. It was like, bro, we got these dudes we still had them under control, and they just kept getting big time third downs and big time. I was like, bro, Kenneth Walker. Then
Getting loose.
Bro, he was unbelievable that game. He was really unbelievable.
And then Haskins duplicated it in an Ohio State game. It was a duplication because they both had 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. I think Kenneth had to work harder for his, though.
Yeah.
Well, there was also a big 4th down completion the defense gave up against Michigan State in that game.
That's what bothered me.
Yeah.
I can't think of, who was that? Was that Peyton Thorne?
Yes. Yeah.
To Reed. Wasn't that Jaden Reed?
Yeah, Jalen Reed. Yeah.
Oh my God, them dudes.
Yeah, Tucker was doing his thing. He was from the Alabama tree.
Bro, that was a nightmare, that one game.
That would be a rivalry right now if he was still there.
You think so?
Yeah, because he could recruit.
He bringing it on.
Yeah, but hey, he was like he doing the same thing Cincinnati doing. So, Johnny, you was talking about the offense, how it's gonna look. See,
yeah.
I don't know if y'all been watching preseason. I think Jim Harbaugh, picked up on something his brother John has been doing for years with mobile quarterbacks, especially with Lamar Jackson. He's been using Trey Lance lately. And, he's playing into the 3rd, almost 4th quarter. And he's running the offense similar to what John do in the Ravens. So I think that's what they're going to do with Michigan with Bryce. They're going to use it the same way because, Sharon Moore still talked to both them guys. So I think that's what, the input they're giving him. And it's going to apply. They're applying it to him. I heard he was doing great in the scrimmage. I heard he was really throwing balls that defensive backs can't get to. So I like that. So, I mean, that's what I think it's going to look like. Like we messing with the Raven tree. Now we got the Charger tree. So we good, man. That's just how I look at it, man. People still got ties to us.
Yeah. The big thing this year, and the big risk, I guess you would say, not to be too pessimistic, is they just have to be careful with Bryce.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't got nothing behind him, really. You got okay players behind him. It's not like you have a 5-star right behind him and another 5-star behind him or something. So they just got to be careful with him. You don't want to run him too much. You want to let it come to him when the flow of the game and it's there. They keep crashing down on the running backs. Okay, now we're gonna give the read when it's there. Or if you just got to scramble, make sure you get down, make sure you get out of bounds. You got to play. He has to play smart because we can't risk it, dog. We can't risk losing you this. We can't risk it. We got playoff. We got tickets to the playoff.
So, do you think with Babalola going down that they implement the tight ends to help with blocking?
I think you have to. I guess you're gonna have to find out how good Evan Link has gotten. It's been the off season. It's practice. You're going against Michigan's defense. You got to find out how this dude plays in real time. So we're gonna find out. New Mexico definitely gonna find out against Oklahoma how good he's gotten. And
you got an Android?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I'm up there, I can video call you and I'll let you see.
Well, in the stadium?
Yeah.
That's gonna be so grainy.
Nah, you
got something we ain't got. What
I know, right? I usually don't get good signal in the stadium.
Hey, I got a Google Pixel. I get great service.
Marmar gonna get his Connor Stallions on.
Yeah, I definitely am. I always do. I'm sitting in section 9, row 9, so I'm right there at the end zone. So it'll be a good view. I want people to see his first throw. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Live. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that because this is my thing. You got the running backs. I think they're good in blocking. You got Bredesen back there, and then like I said, you could discuss. I just think they better. Like you brought up, Johnny, that they are better. They have better coaches around them this year than they did last year. And I
Yeah.
think they're going to do a lot of disguising that offensive line to bail it out, to keep Bryce, to let Bryce, do his job, let him get his stuff off. Like I said, like you said, Johnny, in the Anwar, similar to what it looked like in 2023. I say 2023 because that's where I think JJ flourished the most. He really stepped up and made real good throws at the times that they needed to be thrown. Like y'all said, he was the best quarterback on third down, and I think that's what Sharon Moore is going to focus on the most, that third down. And on the defensive side, Johnny brought this up. He wants to see the how we do on third and long against the opposing the opponent. Because last year we used in a lot of that, and it was bad. That if we would have capitalized on it in the Texas game, we would have been in that game. I believe that. I would believe we would have limited them, but they kept capitalizing on them third and longs. That's what
Yeah.
killed us.
Yeah, it did. We might have won in a couple more other games if it wasn't for that. And Wink, he learned by the end of the season. By the end of the season it looked like Mentor and it looked like McDonald. And it was like, okay, we back.
I think it looked better.
I
I'm just
remember you
me.
saying that. I remember you
Yeah,
saying that.
because he talked. Wink said this in the back before spring. He said, "Yeah, I was gloating to both of them that I shut Ohio State down better than y'all two." And I
He
said,
did.
"Bruh, I like him, man." And
He
he,
did.
it,
I can't
it's
do
a
nothing but give Wink his credit. I can't do nothing
yeah,
but I
yeah,
killed him earlier in the year, but he got that defense together. Whatever he did, simplifying it and the players buying all the way in, they did it and they was balling. They were balling.
Hey Johnny,
yeah,
what was it
man.
meeting Wink?
It was cool. It was cool because we were at the Chop House and we knew he was in there. We knew he was in the back because they told us. So we're just eating. I'm sitting next to TJ, and I look up and he's talking to another fan at another table in front of us, and I'm tapping TJ. I'm like TJ. I'm like Wink. He what? I'm like Wink. Wink, wake up, man. Wink is over there. So we all get up. And it was just cool, he's getting ready to go home. He just got through eating probably a huge steak or something. So it's not like we got to really talk to him, but I got to tell him, what you doing. This is what I told him. I told him what you're doing with that defense is a beautiful thing. I like to call it the you get nothing defense. And he was just like, and we just shook hands. It was dope though.
Hey, Wink was tipsy.
He probably was. It was what was it, a Friday night?
Yeah. Hey, it ain't nothing wrong with it. Take the edge off.
But
But
yeah,
that's cool, man.
yeah, because he doesn't have to
Oh,
take a
can I
picture with
can I
us and
say
do
something
all
real
that
quick?
stuff.
I just want to bring this to y'all attention. You remember our old president Santa Ono? I
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
him. I liked him. I liked the guy. Well, guess what? He worked for a research firm under Larry Anderson. Huh. Funny. That could be the funniest thing.
Here we go.
You understand what I'm saying? Do you know how it's business? Michigan let him go because of politics. Now he's
Mhm.
working under our biggest donor. This could be the funniest thing.
Okay, all right.
Watch out.
Um, so for those who don't know, the reason the thumbnail says "you get nothing" that's something Johnny made that he coined that. So in this
That's
context,
dope.
it is. You get
Because
nothing.
that's what it's going to be on August 30th. Nobody's getting nothing but Michigan.
Dom, that's Dom to say he wants the Buckeyes to score nothing. He wants to say you get
Hey,
nothing.
and I think this is my belief. Bro, I just can I speak from the Michigan soul? All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Listen, Wink shut down them in their own home. They only skinned. They only scored 10. I mean 10 in a 3 hour game. What is it? 2.5 hours? 10 in 2.5 hours. We were supposed to be that long. We didn't have no offense. That was expected of us. But for them, that wasn't expected at all. Then, if you, as the clock wind down after we shut them down on 4th and 9, you hear Joe Clapp say, "This term, Ohio State lost this game. It went from 10-10 tie game to a 10-13 loss for Ohio State." And I said, bruh, when I heard, I was watching it the other day, and when I didn't hear that before, but when I heard that, I said, bruh, that's crazy. That's what happened. We shut down the national champions, and boom. It's just crazy, man. So I think he's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it just to do it because he knows how to do it. Because again, Brian Hartline is gonna bring the same thing that Ohio State's been doing for years. Side throws. Let's off balance them. Let's misdirect them. Let's throw it this way when they think we throwing it that way. I see it happened in the Oregon game. In the Rose Bowl, that's all they were doing was misdirection. Oregon didn't know what to do.
And that's a good game plan. That works against most teams. But the problem with that is when you play a good, fundamentally sound team that knows how to get off their blocks and knows how to tackle, they don't miss tackles, then because you're an offense like that, because Oregon does the same thing too. But
Yes.
OSU's defense was balling last year. So the thing about that offense is you're throwing it for 2 and you're expecting your receiver to make somebody miss. So 2 turns into 7, 3 turns into 8, or maybe even a touchdown like Jeremiah Smith or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the thing. Same with when we played Washington. Oh, Washington's going to – no, you're not going to score on us throwing sideways and misdirection, hoping we miss tackles. We're not going to miss them. We're not going
And
to
that's what I think. And I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
And that's what I mean, because if you listen, there's always the walls. People's like, if the walls can hear us talk and tell everything, but this cracks through the wall, and we hear them whispers, and so do they. The Michigan team, the coaches, they hear them whispers, man. And when they were hearing them whispers in the last 2 games of the season, and it came out obliterated Northwestern, and then they came out and shut down the defending national champions. They were still they were listening to them whispers. Oh, it's Sharon Moore, the guy. He heard it. He was hearing it, but he didn't falter. He showed us what real Michigan men go through. And then when they go through it, they come out stronger, like a Wolverine. It's the mantra that we live by as a Michigan man, a Wolverine. Anwar, you an alum. I know that you hear when you was going to school there, you heard it all through the halls, walking through the parking lots, walking back to your apartment, wherever. Oh, yeah, you heard it. You feel it. It's a different mindset. And I just think it's gonna be bad for people. Yeah, if we got games, you brought it up, Johnny, that we go home road. But
Yeah.
I think this is a bonding thing. At the end of the day, I think the team is gonna embrace that. Hey man, we get to go to different cities with each other and go win games. I think it's gonna be a bonding. This is their hardball field trip this season because they don't do it no more. Jerome Moore don't do that. But Harbaugh was taking them everywhere.
No.
And that's what built the culture up.
Have y'all seen real quick? Did y'all see they do the little practice clips?
Yeah.
And them, the little edits. Have y'all seen Dominic Nichols?
Yes.
Dude looks like a monster.
He is a monster.
He's
He
about
right behind TJ Guy.
what did
It's
they
still
say?
gonna be no difference with the
5'6",
rotation.
255.
Did you hear what he said in the offseason?
What did he say?
They asked him. They said, "What was the difference between Georgia and Michigan?" He said, "Man, I went to Georgia and I seen it. I'm like, okay, but then when I came to Michigan, it was different. It was different." He said, "That's why I came here." And a lot of kids starting to see that. I know we got money involved. That's the only way Michigan was going to able to compete the right way, man. I just feel that, you know what I'm saying? Because these last two classes, if that NIL won the thing, we wouldn't got shit. And that's just the honest truth. And but now we got the money and it backing us, and if we go out here and produce, we get the juice. You understand? I mean, more recruits, but
Yeah.
top end receivers and offensive linemen. And the news about Andrew Barbalota, that's very very sad, and our prayers go out to that young man. He's gonna come back stronger. But now Ty Hayward gonna have to step up. It's time that they say he wasn't doing good. They said he got to learn how to come off blocks. Well, you better learn today. But they're gonna throw you right in that fire. It's time to get up, but we need you.
You guys just ran off some names. I have the depth chart queued up here, so I'm gonna show this, and so this is the offense. I don't know if you guys
Man,
can
that
see that.
defense gonna be crazy, bro. You see that, Johnny? See that defense? That's crazy, bro.
That defense,
Anybody can start.
That front seven is gonna be nasty, and
Look at the second.
And it's gonna bring. There's so many guys that bring something different to the game. It's gonna be nasty. That front seven is gonna be nasty.
Bruh, did you see the second seven?
Yeah.
That's gonna be nasty in itself.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's gonna make it nasty. So many versatile guys and so much depth on that D line, that front seven. It's gonna be a headache, especially with what Wink is doing. Wink found the best thing that can happen is Wink finding his niche last year, which he did. And so you're coming back this year with guys that are going to be even more comfortable in the system and understanding what's expected, and not just running a play, but understanding why I'm doing this. Okay, why am I blitzing this way? Why am I running this stunt with this way? Okay, why am I playing them inside? So understanding why they're doing things, that this defense is probably going to be really nasty, really nasty.
Yeah, it's gonna shock the world. I keep telling people, I keep telling Corey G in here that it's gonna shock the world, man. Like, see, our offense really ain't gonna have to do nothing this year. Yeah, we're gonna have to put up points, but that defense is gonna shut stuff down.
Yeah,
Who scares y'all? Who scares y'all with that defense right there? Who scares y'all this year?
Nobody scares me. Not with that defense. And this is why I say Oklahoma, like Oklahoma, because people keep hyping up John Mateer, which he is talented. But with the scheme that we've implemented in 2021, Wink scheme, it's a nightmare for quarterbacks. It's a nightmare. And it's already hard to run on Michigan. So to beat us, your quarterback doesn't have to play good. He has to play great. And that's
I like that, man. That was great. Look at you, Johnny. That's what's up. That was nice. That's top 10 right there. And I agree with you. Because his numbers was great in the Pac-2.
Yeah.
But now you go into the SEC and you can't tell me a team with the toughest schedule ain't looking at that schedule like, bruh. Like, you can't sit up here and tell me like Michigan last year. Like, I know they were looking at this schedule like, bruh. We played Texas, Oregon, Ohio State. Who else we lost to? Indiana. We didn't expect Indiana to be good, but we still lost to them. Then lost to Washington. Yeah,
In
man,
all
that was
those
the
games,
craziest.
and we were in all those games.
Yeah, we were.
Exactly. But in the SEC, Oklahoma's schedule is brutal. I mean, brutal. They play everybody that's in the top five,
Yeah, them in
plus
Florida,
some
they
in
got
the 10.
brutal. Florida and
So then
Oklahoma got brutal schedules.
after us, they play somebody else big. So um yeah, we ain't the only ones. And so I say the mental factor in that game, who wins that game? The mental factor. Whoever is mentally ready to play that game, because Michigan got to fly back to Michigan and play Central Michigan the next Saturday, and that's at 12. So that means you got to get in the locker room, clean up, say do your little post game, and then you got to head on the bus, and then go to the hotel if you get your stuff, and then fly back home, sleep. Then you got to get right back to practice. It's just gonna be the jet lag for me, but I think they'll be all right. I think they learned from last year. Everybody in the conference got to experience it. So whoever adjusted that this year, can win on the road a lot.
Let me ask you guys this: if Mikey Keene is still down, who do you guys trust to be QB2? You got Davis,
Go ahead,
Garcia,
Johnny.
Jaden Davis, Garcia. David looks like Davis Warren.
I was gonna say Davis Warren, but he ain't.
Yeah,
I know he ain't ready yet, coming off that injury. So it looks like it's Jaden Davis, I guess. If it's not
crazy
Mikey
thing that
Keene,
you crazy thing you said that, because word is coming out that he is the second in line.
no, I think it's almost by default because he's been here. Garcia ain't been here that long, so he probably barely has he probably barely knows the playbook. Mikey Keene is still got nagging injuries to where he's barely practicing, and
What's
Davis
wrong with
Warren,
him?
yeah, that ain't enough. You got to
What's
be.
wrong with him?
He's got something that's nagging him still or something.
Okay, well,
But they do say I do hear he's practicing and he's got the leadership. He's a vet. He's played a lot of football, so they say it's different when he's in the huddle than Bryce, which is expected of a veteran.
yeah, that's good. So that's good news. He practicing, and yeah, they gonna listen to him. But that's good though.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
what it's
good.
supposed to be. If you get a dude that's been around for 4 or 5 years and he doesn't have a presence in the huddle, then why is he even on the team? You've played all these games and you don't have command of a huddle.
Yeah. So yeah, I also think Garcia can push, like you said, the playbook is an issue. But I think if you give him simple things, just if he had to come in and clean up duty, just give him a thing. I think he got a nice ball. You know what I'm saying? And they showed clips of him throwing it, and he got a nice ball. But I always say this, some quarterbacks don't pan out at other schools. Just like I told the Tennessee guy today. Um, he was boosting up Tennessee on TJ's show, and I let him know that I read everything. I break read a lot of things about other schools. And Tennessee is returning 100. Their return production is 104th. And Nico, on his side, he said he didn't want to play for them because they lost their top three receivers, running back, and they didn't go try to, replenish that through the transfer portal. They didn't. And that was the reason why he really wanted to leave and get out of his contract. So, um, yeah, man, I just think certain quarterbacks and certain systems don't work out. But if they come to certain school and work out, I think Nico gonna be better than what he was at Tennessee at UCLA.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah,
That
so
wouldn't
I
surprise
think Garcia will be good, and I think King lit us up last year. Johnny, did King light us up last year?
He did, but I don't know what Wink was doing. He was flipping
Hey,
in. He was
he was
flipping
lighting
in.
us up.
He had a Wink was working the rotation heavy last year in the first game. I didn't know what was going on. Like, bro, some of these dudes I know aren't even supposed to play until it's a blowout, and they in the first quarter. I'm like, bro, what is going on?
Yeah, I was like, bruh. I think he was just trying to try things and shit and see what was working, but it wasn't
This ain't.
working.
I think Wink heard Harbaugh was using those games as preseason games and said, "Oh, that that's what we doing." Okay, let me go on and try. Oh, wait a minute, we're only up 7 in the fourth.
Yeah,
Hold
that was crazy, man. I told you, man. I was there. All the fans were disgruntled. They were drunk though, but
yeah,
but they still was.
yeah. This ain't that team, Wink. You can't be doing that. Harbaugh has
Yeah,
some loaded teams. You can't do that.
hey, they were
Yeah.
trying to fight. Hey, everybody was just mad, bro. And it was like, I expected that, people to be mad coming off the national championship. And then, like I said, when Warren wasn't doing it, they were screaming orgy in the game.
I
We want orgy.
told people that was gonna happen.
And then in the Arkansas State game, when he threw that third pick, they started yelling for the whole stadium. We want orgy. We want orgy. I said, damn.
The offseason hype is undefeated. That offseason hype train, I don't care who you got. If Mikey King, let's say Mikey King starts, if he was to start, he made Bryce's hype is nuclear. It's on another level.
Yeah.
Mikey King might get booed if he was named the starter that first huddle. That when he walks out there, he might get booed that first walkout. The hype for Bryce is just that crazy right now.
Yeah, our crowd is brutal, man. Like, yeah, like I said, they were booing Warren. They wanted him out of there.
Yeah.
And then they were booing when we weren't scoring a lot of points in the Fresno State game. They were booing. Like because Edwards wasn't finding the holes.
Yeah. See, they
It
hyped
was
up. They hyped up Orgy to be the starter all off season. So by the time the season came, his hype train was. We were all expecting it. All the fans wanted to see Orgy. Y'all hype this dude up like a dual threat, a Cam Newton or something. Like we want to see it. You hyped this up. Not then a week before the season, you named Davis Warren the starter. What's happening? Where's my
yeah, that was crazy work. Yeah, that was crazy work. Because all spring they say Orgy was the guy.
yeah. No.
And
So
then
by
David Warren go out there and outperform him.
Well, in this, I think in that spring game, it was touching the quarterback was tackling him. So Orgy didn't really. Johnny, you pointed this out. He didn't really get to show what he could do. And then Davis threw that long ball to Fred Moore.
yeah.
Everybody
And, and Kendrick.
and Kendrick. So yeah, last year was kind of weird. But it ended well.
Yes.
It ended well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. Just like Corey said, I think that game comes on Saturday too. Hopefully it's on. I want to see what Orgy does in a system where they're building the system around them. Somebody that knows how to use a quarterback like him. Bro. If Orgy shows any signs, Kirk Campbell. Somebody find Kirk Campbell and smack him. For
He
me,
was Jim Harbaugh.
he in San Diego. Where they at now? LA or San Diego?
They in LA.
Get a trip to LA.
They share the same stadium as the Rams.
Yeah.
They said, hey, listen, they said we ain't building two, we building one. Y'all can share this.
Yeah, I'm watching that UNLV game to see.
Me too.
Because the thing that disappoints me, and this is the coach's job, You can't play football or any sport and be uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable out there, comfortable enough to make mistakes, comfortable enough in your abilities. And you never saw it from Orgy. Not one time did I watch Orgy last year for us and say, he's comfortable. I saw some flashes of Davis Warren comfortable, but and Tuttle, I saw a few flashes of him being comfortable too. But Orgy, I didn't see him comfortable the whole time. Not once last year.
At all. But speaking of UNLV, the coach Dan Mullins is the quarterback whisperer. I call him the quarterback whisperer because he did good everywhere he went with quarterbacks. He the one that recruited Cam Newton when he was at Florida.
Yeah.
He got yelled at for saying he was better than Tebow. We talked about that, Johnny.
And he was.
And Dan Mullen coached up Prescott. And Prescott reminded me, I know people be like, what you mean? I mean, him and Orgy got the same body type. And for the first 2 years, when Prescott was playing for Mississippi State, I used to watch all that back in the day, everybody. And he wasn't as good as he was his junior and senior year. And his senior year, he really clouded out, balled out. But, Dan Mullins is I think Dan Mullins will get the best out of Orgy. I don't know if they named him the starter yet.
I think he was named the starter. I think.
See, that's crazy.
Well, I think the other thing that got us excited about Orgy was those read option plays that he ran. He had a big old run against Ohio State.
Yeah,
that's 2020.
The last 2 years. This year he did, and 23.
And I think they let him. I recall that they let him carry against Alabama in the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
I feel like he got a big carry against Washington too, but that's what we saw. Did. So we said, if he can throw it, we can put some air attack with that running game. Then we got something.
See, he looked comfortable. 2023 when he came in for those plays, he actually looked comfortable for those 1 or 2 plays he was in 2023.
Yeah,
he never looked like that last year. Never looked
at all. That should have been a touchdown in the Ohio State game. That should have been a touchdown.
He didn't even look comfortable on that run. He looked like he was worried about who's buying. Like, bro, open it up. Open it up.
Yeah, you should have been gone.
Like,
that should have been a touchdown.
Nobody there, bro. Just run.
Just imagine if Orgy scored on that, and then Marlon scored on that drive where they got stopped at the goal line. And then the catch, the ball Kendrick threw to Morris, and they got pass interference with, but he almost caught it. And then the pass that Warren threw at the goal line interception. That's
my favorite one.
That's 4 touchdowns right there. That's what, 28 plus the 3 we already had. So that's 31-10. It could have got ugly.
If we would have did them like that, they might have fired Ryan Day after the game.
That's what saved them.
Especially if it was the 14 instead of the 12. Oh, they probably would have fired him because they wouldn't have made the 14. He would have been gone.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I think about right there. A lot about that game. Out of all the games we played, that's the one I think about because it could have got bad. Because think about this. If it got that bad, right? They go in panic mode. Then when you go in panic mode, guess what you get to do? You get to making dumb plays. Because this is your rivalry. Yep. It's the rival game, and you don't want to get embarrassed by a 6-5 team like that. Yeah, like I said, bro, a lot of things could have went wrong in that game for Ohio State. They lucky it didn't. I mean, it did at the end when they were getting stumped out, but it's okay. You can get it after the game too.
That made it even funny. That made it
Hey,
even funny.
hey, can I ask y'all guys a question? So the year we won a natty, Gus Johnson did a basketball game. He was like, they asked him, "You a Michigan fan?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm a Michigan fan, man. I'm a Michigan fan, right?" And then last year, Jerome Moore, he can say we didn't cheat this time. What? And then when the fight happened, uh, they shouldn't be doing that. But when we did it in 2022, he was cool. What changed?
I don't know what
Like,
was with him. Jack Sawyer, the hero, Captain
hey,
Jack. Like,
hey,
bro,
the song Usher
bro.
climax popped in his head. 'Cause that's exactly what happened to him.
Just chill out, bro.
Over Jack Shore.
I know. Joel Klatt was like,
Yeah, he
wow.
probably did. And then he tried to bully Joe Platt into taking his side when saying it's uncalled for Michigan to be doing that. And then when Joe Platt said, well, Oklahoma did it, and then he was like, it doesn't make it right. And he said, that's not what I'm saying. He said, I understand what you're saying, but you know, don't do. He's basically taking Michigan's side, and Gus won with it, and
Yeah,
that's
because
why. Yeah, go
you
ahead.
trying to blame Michigan for planting the flag when the OSU players come over trying to fight. That's not Michigan's fault. You got to be able to control yourself. You lost. You had 60 minutes to win and stop us from
Yeah.
planting the flag. Now don't try to fight after the game. Oh, you want to fight after the game? All right, we're gonna give it to you after the game too.
Hey, Cam Brant put a dude in the blender, bro. I don't know why he did that boy so bad. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he grabbed him up by his neck and threw him on the ground. I said, "Dang!"
Yeah.
I seen Kenneth Grant push two dudes with both his arms. They was with Eve. I said, "Y'all better leave it. This is what he do for a living."
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Don't let that happen in the Ann Arbor. When the fans listen, listen. I'm a realist. We got retarded fans too. I'm just being real. If that happened on the field and they try to come on the field to fight, as if Michigan win the game and they rush the field, the fans do like they always do when we beat Ohio State in Ann Arbor. And the players and the fan, oh, it could get bad for Ohio State. I mean, because some fans be like, oh, you was talking about the hammer, here go one, bam. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just being funny, but I'm just saying, man. The fans ready to get licks in too, man. It's been a
yeah,
wild 3 years. It's been a
well,
wild 3 years, man.
it ain't gonna happen in Ann Arbor, but when it go back to Columbus, if they win, you better. If you at the game and you a Michigan fan, you better get up out of there.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, nah. You better hold your own this time. You better we ain't getting up out of there. We in there till the
You about to
boot
get
boot.
jumped. You ain't got Cam Brandon and Dominic Nichols behind you.
Hey,
Get
it
up
don't
out of there,
matter.
boy.
Hey, it don't matter. You gotta throw them till you can't throw them no more, man.
You
They
better
be
get
like,
out of
dang,
there, boy.
hey, Johnny, they be like the Michigan fans ain't playing either.
Let me ask you guys this. I'll probably
I'm just
wind it
talking
down.
to
Wind it down shortly. I showed this to Johnny earlier, Marmar. How good is the Julian Saying kid? How good is he?
so I have to say this. So I went 2 weeks ago. I went back to a back to school thing with my kids and my girl, and we went to got the backpack. Well, I was
Yeah,
talking to a couple cops in Dayton because I was talking about my son thing, and one of the cops worked with the boy that grew up in Dayton, but he played for Ohio State. He showed me pictures and everything, and he was telling me that the quarterback battle was still, in its infancy. They like Kuhnholz, but they like saying, and he believed that one of them. either one could be a starter, but he didn't give me a direct like, yo, one is doing better than the other. And then today you find out Stan is the starting quarterback, or yesterday. And Big Tim, shout out Big Tim Redmond, little homie. He yeah, he said that Tate and Jamiah Smith was getting into it over the quarterback they wanted. But guess what? I got to scoop Johnny and Anwar. I went on Buckeye Boys today, and Mello and Dev are delusional. They said that Bo Jackson is better than Savion Hyder. And if we wanted to spend $1 million on him, they can have the team up north. What man in their 40s keep saying team up north? But anyway, and then they was talking about Sayon is better than any quarterback we had. So that's what they think. They think Sayon is going to be better than our quarterback room and our running back room. So yeah, man, I don't think he's going to have a good first game because Texas is not going to. It's the same thing that happened to Ohio State and Oregon in the Rose Bowl. They got to play twice in a year, so they knew how to attack him the second time. And I believe the same thing is going to happen to Ohio State because Texas is going to know how to attack it this time. Even though Patricia is the new defensive coordinator, they still got to learn. It takes, like you said, Johnny, it takes 3 years to learn the defensive scheme. They trying to say he running the same scheme as Jim knows, but different verbiage. How? What? So I don't believe in their defense. Yeah, they got guys, but these guys have been practicing. When you get up against Texas, they coming for blood. They gonna have them boys ready. Because the only thing on Starkey's mind is that Cotton Bowl in the playoff. That's the only thing on their mind. And what will make them happy, Texas fan more happy, to do it in their home at Ohio State Stadium. And you know they travel well. Look how they did us in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, they showed up in Ann Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
They about to flood Columbus. Columbus a little smaller than Ann Arbor.
And it's closer.
Yes.
So,
okay.
yeah. Julian's saying –
What?
Julian's saying he's got the talent, but you still got to prove it, you know. And then you got Brian Hartline. You got to see how good is he. We never get to see it, how good he is. So we're gonna have to see how good he is. And it's not about when they play Northwestern and those teams like that. He's gonna look good against them. It's about when he plays Texas, when he plays Michigan, when he plays Penn State. Then we're gonna find out what type of quarterback he really is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is that you got to go prove it out here on Texas. And you know their defense is. They talking about that defense like it's the number one defense. And I ain't looked at the PFF or whatever the grades is. But I think Texas got the number one defense coming into the season. And I think they're going to project Penn State as the number 2 defense. So, yeah, he's going to have to prove it, man. You got one. They named the starting quarterback yesterday or today. So he has a week and about 4 days or 3 days to get ready for Texas. Because didn't you watch the spring game of them, Johnny? On the Ohio State spring game?
Yeah.
How did he look to you?
He looked okay. I mean, they were running. They were in a cover 2. They were just running cover 2. They wanted him to look good.
Okay. But they ain't Texas. Texas ain't going. What do Texas run?
Same, what, 4-2-5? Most teams are in a 4-2-5 now. A lot of, I think Texas runs a lot of zone, I believe. Don't quote me, but I believe they do run a lot of zone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what's
gentlemen,
up.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and wind the stream down.
I appreciate you having me. Taking your time out, having me. Appreciate y'all let me get up here and talk. Good work, guys. Keep up the good work. And the season is upon us. We got what's today? Tomorrow's Wednesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we got like 3.5 days before we get a noon game. Iowa State versus Kansas State in Dublin, Ireland. So I'm gonna check that out because that's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good game.
Hold on, Mar. Let me pull up the clock.
All right, bet. Oh, you
10
got the
hours,
clock. You got
10 days, 22 hours, 3 minutes, and 10 hours, 10
yeah,
days, 22 hours.
Almost here.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be walking all around Ann Arbor before the game starts. And I want to get in my seat and get down and sit down. I don't want to be dealing with all that extra stuff, walking in people in your way. You know what I mean? I'm up in. I just turned 40. I'm trying to do my old man thing. You know what I'm saying? Let me get there early and sit down.
Yeah, because that's a night game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
7:30.
a night game. It's gonna be crazy, man. And it's gonna be packed because it's Bryce's first game. That's how it's gonna be. It's just gonna be real packed. It's gonna be loud. If he take the field, people gonna doodle themselves. Oh, Bryce took the field. It's gonna be like a Michael Jackson concert.
Yeah, it's gonna go crazy.
Okay.
Hey,
Mar, you
I
got anything else?
appreciate it. Nah, man, just go blue. Keep doing what y'all do. Y'all doing great work. So it's nothing tomorrow, right?
No. Me and Johnny
Yes.
agreed on tonight. So
Okay. Yes.
okay.
Yeah, man. I
So
get to.
you're
Yeah, I just.
for
Yeah, I just
tomorrow.
got. Yeah, I get to come home and just decompress. Next Wednesday is gonna be real hard, but if you want to keep doing that with Johnny, I'll just come up here and just chat with y'all whenever.
Yeah. So next week I'll be on vacation. So
Yeah. So yeah, yeah,
I might do something during the week, but definitely something after the game.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll just like I said, I'll just pop in. I just like doing this, man. I just like talking football, man. Michigan football, man. It's just dope. You know what I mean? Like it ain't nothing that we ain't got nothing else going on. You know what I'm saying? But work and come home and chilling. So why not talk about football? It's a
Mm.
decompressor. So. That's just how I look at it. Go blue. Love you guys, man.
All right. Thanks,
All right,
Mar.
man.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny. When you doing your first pregame analysis?
I need to do it sometime this week. So I'm not sure what day it'll get done, but I'm trying to do more research on New Mexico. It's kind of when you try to see, it's kind of hard to find out about some of these teams. It's not much out there. So, but that game, those matchups, it's more about us than them, really. So
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. So it'll be coming out probably by the end of the week.
Okay. All right. I will look out for it. And
Yes, sir.
thank you for coming back and giving your analysis and commentary on the upcoming season.
Anytime, bro. I appreciate it.
All right. I'll see you.
Yes, sir. Go
Go
blue.
blue. All right, everyone. That's all I've got. So, hey, we are. Let me look at the clock again here. $10. No, 10 days, 22 hours, 2 minutes from kickoff. So, yeah. So look for me again, probably after the first game. I'll do a reaction video or stream after that first game. I'll be on the West Coast, so I'll be up. It'll be early for me, but a lot of you all, it'll be late here. So we'll look for that. Thank you to all my new subs. I think the fact that I went live tonight may have people might have been looking for us tomorrow night, but me and Johnny agreed to tonight. So my apologies if you were looking for us tomorrow night. But thank you to all my new subs, everybody who's joined in the last week after the last live stream, after the NCAA infractions committee reaction video. Thank you to everyone who subscribed during this stream. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I wrote a sports-related book. Quick plug here: The Engineers of Western New York Basketball Story. It's a story about what sports teach you about the world. I'm just going to keep that brief. I think the link is below in the description box. I'm selling the hardcover here for $25 and the paperback for $22. Just if you want one, just use that information in the ticker and send me your mailing address. The hardcover is going for $35 on Amazon and $27 for the paperback. So just a quick plug there. James Monroe says, "Dang, I just got here." Yeah, James. We started around 8, and normally I was going live on Wednesdays, but me and Johnny agreed to tonight based upon schedules. So, but look for me again. Look for me again next Saturday night to give some reaction to the New Mexico game, unless something important breaks before then. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's about 9:30 here on the West Coast, and I have to like Marmar and see. I'll be on that time zone this weekend. So after the New Mexico game, let's see, that's a 7:30 game on the East Coast. It's going to end about 10:30, so it's going to end about 7:30 on the West Coast. It's fun being on the West Coast. Everything is just different on the West Coast. So, all right, everyone, please like, share, and subscribe. Go blue. As always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Thank you again to Johnny for coming up. And I'm going to end out with one of his "You Gets Nothing." All right, everybody, take care, and I will talk to you again soon. Go blue. You know what? I don't know if Abdul Gaines is still out there. Before we go, let's get a word from Brady Hoke. I didn't play any drops stream. Let's get a word from Brady Hoke. Let's get a word from Lou Holtz. I think Abdul's probably gone, but a little smack talk for Ohio State.
You tell them they better bring their lunch because it's going to be a full damn day's work.
Hell yeah. I love that. Hey, hope you heard that, AJ.
All right, and then this is my favorite.
He has lost to Alabama, Georgia,
Right.
Clemson, Michigan twice, and everybody that beats him does so because they're more physical than Ohio State. And I think Notre Dame will take that same approach.
And then a word from Brady.
But I was not a fan of that university in Ohio because my buddies were. So I had to be different.
Salute to Brady Hoke. He didn't have the most successful campaign as a coach, but he gave us some very classic drops and photos. All right, everyone, enjoy the rest of your night. I will talk to you again soon. Go blue, and take care. Bye-bye.